From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the Evening News Blast, which is part two of the bullshit review from this morning of the U.S. Supreme Court spineless bullshit ruling on trans youth in California. Advocate is reporting in his district court ruling embraced by the Supreme Court, U.S. District Judge Roger Benitez held that California's policy erects an unconstitutional barrier between parents and children, granting parents a right to be informed about their children's gender identity. It's none of their goddamn business. After the Ninth Circuit put that injunction on hold, the Supreme Court's action restored it for the time being, curtailing the state's nondisclosure protections as applied to parents who object to them. That's their problem. The majority casts the dispute as a straightforward question of parental authority. California's policies, the court wrote, likely substantially interfere with the right of parents to guide the religious development of their children. What if the children don't want the same religious guidelines that their parents follow? Triggering strict scrutiny. Oh, that's what triggers strict scrutiny. See, I always thought it was when Justice Uncle Ruckus was getting paid under the table, but I digress. The justices also signaled that parents are likely to prevail under longstanding substantive due process precedent, recognizing a right to direct children's upbringing and education, like that mattered in the 1850s. The decision drew a sharp dissent from Justices Elena Kagan, joined by Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. Oh, thank God there's at least two brains on the court. Kagan warned that the ruling illustrates how our emergency docket can malfunction, accusing the majority of resolving novel legal questions and arousing strong views without full briefing, oral argument, or ordinary deliberation. In other words, you should have taken the goddamn case. She also criticized the court for acting while the Ninth Circuit was still considering the issue through its en banc process, writing that regular order counsels deferring to the lower court first. In other words, wait your turn, Supreme Court. The majority said she was impatient in pressing forward despite thorny legal issues that weren't fuller consideration. Among those fuller issues that might be thorny, could be kids sleeping in the street because of the goddamn U.S. Supreme Court. That's the problem right there. Kagan further fully flagged the doctrinal tension underlying the ruling. The court's reliance on substantive due process to establish a parental right, she wrote, sits uneasily alongside recent decisions curtailing unenumerated rights, a contrast that cannot but induce a strong sense of whiplash when compared with the court's repudiation of abortion rights in Dobbs. You fucked up there too, Supreme Court. The court resolves the issues raised through shortcut procedures on the emergency docket, even though it has had, for months now, the options of doing so the regular way, on our merits document. Whatever, she added. Meanwhile, Justice Amy Coney Barrett, joined by Chief Justice bullshit artist John Roberts and Justice Brett, I don't know where I'm at right now, Kavanaugh, wrote separately to defend the court's intervention, arguing that existing parental rights precedent controls and that withholding interim relief would risk irreparable harm to parents excluded from highly important decisions about their child's mental health. What about the child's mental health? Don't you think they're going to go crazy if they're kicked out of their homes because their goddamn bigoted parents kicked them out? Where the hell are they going to go? This is California we're talking about. And how is this going to impact the rest of the country? You do realize that there are 49 other states that are going to rely on this stupid decision from the Supreme Court, and they're going to enact laws that are going to damage, if not destroy, trans youth all across the country, just as Mahmoud v. Taylor did, and just as your idiotic Scrutiny decision did down in Tennessee. That's the fucking news blast for this hour. And if you're still watching our news content on YouTube, please be aware that I'll get volatile from time to time, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, Apple TV, Roku, and Alexa. Up next, the Meadville area weather forecast, if you're still listening, here on PEP Radio.